Well, here's what happened. We got friggin' copyright in claim.
So, yeah, we got a copyright claim for...
I told Francesco that we shouldn't have...
So, we're not going to put the video in the corner, but we're still going to do a live stream because we want to. So, we will continue the stream, and we're just not going to put the keynote in the corner. But if you want to watch the keynote, I'm going to put the link in the description right now. We're not going to put the video in the corner, but we're...
No one's here. I was trying not to get copyright though.
They're watching.
I don't care.
Of its own. iPad excels at every type of...
We didn't get a copyright strike. We only got a copyright claim, which is different.
No one's watching this right now.
Yes, one viewer. It's going to be available for playback. Should we turn off the DVR? We are not putting the keynote in the corner of the video due to copyright.
We had 40 people watching. We had to get freaking copyright.
We only have 40 views.
We were, but now we only have 2 viewers.
We have 5 people. Oh, 2 viewers. So we're just gonna like talk as it's happening to explain what's going on because we can't put the keynote in the corner due to copyright reasons, but we'll talk as it happens. So we're gonna relax now, watch the keynote, and let's go. So they redesigned the music app, the Apple Music app. Wow. So the lyrics are on the right side of the iPad, and the album cover, play, and volume controls are on the left side. So there's many new redesigns in the app.
Siri.
Talking about Siri now.
No.
Oh, here it is. Wouldn't it be nicer if you, wow. So instead of on an iPad when an incoming call is just right on, it covers the entire screen, now it just comes up at a little option on the top. And you can swipe it up to decline the call for iPad. We are going to be releasing a video later on this week to discuss what's going on, what they released in WWDC. And that'll come out later this week. We also have more unboxings planned, but stay tuned for those. So they've redesigned the search tool on the iPad. So instead of covering the screen, it just goes on top, just like calls. So now the search is universal on an iPad. They redesigned the Photos app too. So the search tool is similar to the one on the Mac, but now it's on the iPad.
No. What are you doing? Ron, if you can do us a favor, do not say that sort of thing.
Yes, Claudia. Not cool, Ron.
Yeah!
Don't worry, our video of recap of WWDC will be much better. This is our first live stream, so we're just
Hang with us.
trying out different things. So they're just talking about inputting text and notes. So they're going to make handwriting as powerful as typed text. Scribble is coming to iPad.
Yes.
So if you write on top of a text box, it'll convert from the pencil writing into text. So they're still talking about text on Apple Pencil. Wow. So when you type something in a Safari search bar, now if you take Apple Pencil on the iPad, right above the search bar, you write it with the Apple Pencil and it'll convert it right to text. Really cool.
Which is cool. I agree.
Thank you,
I agree.
Claudia.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Be nice.
So they're still talking about Apple Pencil and pencil to text. They're talking about AirPods now. This might be the AirPods Studio headphones that we were talking about before. So they said they're bringing more magic to AirPods. Let's see what happens. Yeah, so it's not the phone, Claudia, that they were talking about that's new features. All these new features are going to be available to probably like iPhone 7 and up. We'll get these new features. Maybe iPhone 8, I'm not sure. But it's just a software, so all iPhone users should get this update in September. So they're talking about how AirPods are going to replicate the movie theater experience. So it feels like you're in a movie theater when you're wearing your AirPods Pro. So it feels like sound's coming everywhere. Yes, I can't wait either. So if you move your head, the left, right, front, and back speakers, it'll like move with you while you're wearing the AirPod Pros. Still talking about surround sound. So now they're going to talk about watchOS in the fitness center. Well, they're going somewhere else now. So now they're talking about watchOS 7 on the Apple Watch. So now developers can add complications on the watch for their own app. New chronograph face for the Apple Watch. And there's a new extra large face for the Apple Watch. And now when you redesign the watch face, it looks different. Face sharing.
That's cool.
Oh, wow. So you can share your watch faces with different people in texts and on websites and add it to your watch. Wow, so if you go on a website and the website is showing an app, like trying to get you to get an app, it'll show you this is what it looks like on an Apple Watch. And then you can add that watch face to your Apple Watch, download that app, and then the watch face that they made is now on your watch. And you can show watch faces on social media too, apparently. Now they're talking about maps.
It's cycling.
So now you can get cycling directions. So before, there was just driving directions, train directions, and walking directions, and plane directions. But now they're adding cycling directions, so if you want to bike.
And it tells you which route's the fastest.
Yeah. Or it tells you if you need to take stairs or dismount your bike to save time. Very nice. So now they're talking about how they're advancing workouts on the Apple Watch. Oh wow. So there's so many different workouts on the Apple Watch workout app, but now they're adding a new workout.
Which is dance.
Dance, yeah. Hip hop, Latin, cardio dance, different things.
Hi, the gaming bros.
How much is the Apple Watch? I'm pretty sure the Apple Watch Series 5 goes for around $600 or $700. Sorry,
Great for your heart. It makes you more fit and flexible, and you're geared.
I'll check just for you. They're gonna release a new Apple Watch Series 6 in September for sure. They're gonna talk about it in their September event in September. But if you want an Apple Watch right now, the most recent one they sell is the Apple Watch Series 5. It's just loading here. I have the Apple Watch Series 3, so it's 2 years old, 3 years old. Yeah, 3 years old.
They also have training and cool downs.
Yeah, so it starts at around $600-ish. There's not a new one. They are not releasing a new one. They're just talking about new software for the Apple Watch. They're going to release new phones and new Apple Watches in September at their September event. Now, one rumor, we thought they might release like a new Mac or new AirPod headphones or different things. Now, it looks like they're almost done with watchOS 7. And the keynote ends at 3 o'clock. It's 1:50. They've already done iOS 14. They've already done iPadOS 14. And they're summing up watchOS 7 now.
Tracking your sleep.
They're adding sleep tracking to the Apple Watch. This has been rumored for a long time. They're finally adding it.
Which is a good move.
So let's see how we're going to tell you what they say. So
now it's saying that you can get alerts for when you want to go to bed. You can set a time to when you want to go to bed and when you want to wake up, which is pretty good. So you keep your routine. Wind down.
So, in the evening, right before your bedtime, it'll tell you. It turns on Do Not Disturb. And like calm. It dims your lock
You
screen
can
just
also
to calm
put-
you down.
You can also play a sleep story and playing beats.
Yeah, so like calming music
Yeah.
right before you go to bed
It's pretty cool.
that it suggests for you. And then it has a watch face. And when you're off, when you're sleeping, the screen will be off. And if you wake up in the middle of the night, you could tap the watch and it'll turn on. So then in the morning, you can choose a loud alarm or a soft alarm or just a vibration alarm on your watch in case there's other people in the room. And when you wake up, it gives you a summary of your day, like what's going on your calendar, what the weather is, battery, date, all that stuff, time. And it tells you how long you slept, sleep schedules. And it tells you if you've been getting more sleep or less sleep lately. So now they're moving on. Hand washing. Ooh. There's automatic detection when you start washing your hands. Wow.
And it has a timer.
So when you're washing your hands, your Apple Watch will sense the movements of your hands doing this and rubbing together, and it'll hear the water. So it'll show like a bubble countdown of 20 seconds. So you make sure you wash your hands properly.
And if you don't do it for the full time, it will say keep washing.
Yeah, and it'll turn on water mode just so in case you get it wet. Okay, so they're done with watchOS. They're going back to Craig Federighi. Let's see what they talk about next. The camera is just zooming through the trees, traveling back to the Apple Park. They're going to the Steve Jobs Theater. And we're back with Craig. Now they're talking about Apple privacy. So they're just talking about how privacy is important to Apple, and it's important to everyone. Talking about sign in with Apple. Like when you go into apps, you can do sign in with Facebook, sign in with Google, and now they're talking about how they integrate with sign in with Apple. So if you upgrade to a premium plan in the app you're using, it makes it easier to understand. So now they're talking about location data. Oh, that's nice. So if an app is using your camera or microphone, there will be a little orange dot in the top right corner of your phone to tell you that it's using your camera and iPhone. Now they're talking about tracking. So now an app has to ask you if it wants to track you. Now they're talking about app privacy. So now an app on the App Store will tell you what. So if you scroll down, it tells you app privacy of what data is linked to you and what data is being used. Now they're going back to Craig. Now they're talking about our home. Now they're saying how much time we spent at home. So now they're talking about Apple TV. Now they're talking about HomeKit. Apple is partnering with Amazon, Google, and more people for HomeKit capabilities. So now when you add a smart lights to the Home app on your iPhone, it gives you suggestions about different automations that you can do. So now they're adding adaptive lighting to smart light bulbs in the HomeKit app. So basically, based on the time, the light bulb will change to a different kind of white. So maybe in the morning it'll be like a warm white, during the day it'll be a cool white, at night again it'll be a more warm white, and then it'll dim as it gets darker. Oh wow.
That's cool. They're now providing a face recognition on your doorstep with cameras. So you can talk to them.
So it'll tell you who's at your door. So it'll say, like your home park could say, Ashley's at the door, or Jake is at the door.
Or
Now they're talking about Apple TV. Okay, I'll be right back. I'm just gonna get some water. Very thirsty.
so now they're adding Apple Originals to Apple TV, which is pretty cool. Whoa! It's 1 billion TV screens and devices so far.
It's water.
This is water.
Yeah, that's all. So they're showing a trailer now for Apple TV. So they just showed a trailer for a new show called Foundation on Apple TV Plus.
The future begins. 2021.
So the show's coming out 2021.
So are we.
Oops. So now it looks like they're summing up all the features they've talked about in home. Now we're going back to Craig Federighi. We're talking about Mac OS now.
Yes, Mac OS.
So what are they going to call Mac? Our NECO release on Mac OS? Mac
Big
OS
Sur.
Big Sur.
Oh yeah, Big Sur, eh?
Mac OS Big Sur. Sur spelled S-U-R. This name was rumored in the rumors. They rumored Big Sur as a name. So now they're showing a video.
They're almost done.
So it's looking like, so the keynote ends at 3 o'clock p.m. It's 2:09.
So we have 1 hour.
So roughly 50 minutes, 50. Now they're talking about Mac OS, but it won't take 50 minutes to talk about what's new in Mac OS.
No.
So that's indicating that there might be a new product. Thank you. Thank you, Joel. It was a stressful time for our first stream, but we're going to take this time to improve for next time.
Hey Joel, how you doing, man?
Oh my goodness, they redesigned the Finder on Mac. They've redesigned a lot of apps on Mac. Wow. Thank you. It will get better.
It'll get much better.
Wow. They have completely redesigned the Mac.
The Mac is cool.
They completely redesigned the Mac. I am so... Oh my goodness. Messages different. Safari different. Finder different. Mail different. Every app redesigned. The entire layout was new. macOS Big Sur is the biggest change to macOS since macOS, what was the name? macOS 10.
Oh, he's gonna show us in demo.
He's gonna demo. So now, the dock looks, wow. The icons, okay, so you know the dock right now, the icons are all like slanted and look different. Now the icons and apps look exactly like apps on an iPhone. Same shape.
Oh, thank God we have excellent connection. Now we don't. Male. They brought color.
Now they're talking about the new Photos app. Wow. This is insane.
And they'll tell you when.
I'm gonna check the Apple website, see if they added all the new stuff to their
And
website.
and they also put like little dates on it, so you know when you took this picture, which is pretty cool.
So they have not updated their website yet. It still shows iOS 13. They're probably gonna update it right after the event. They've redesigned the menu bar. Wow.
We've refreshed the design for all the apps on the system, from apps like Calendar and Notes to Podcasts.
They've got Control Center to the Mac from the iPhone. You can change the display brightness there, the sound, music, dark mode, night shift, all the stuff that you can do in the iOS Control Center, but now on Mac OS. They've reinvented the notification center too. Oh wow. So now all the notifications look like ones on the iPhone. I am so stunned. We're going to be making videos that are going to talk about what's new about these new features, and we're going to be making demo videos demoing all the new features, because as an Apple developer you get the softwares early. So once we get those softwares, we're going to be filming videos to tell you what's new in macOS. So now they've completely changed the Messages app on the Mac too. Look at the apps on the bottom, and look here. Look how much different it looks. Finder looks different. Look at the messages here, and the messages here. Much different.
And now they have emojis.
They've added message effects.
Pin
conversations. Wow. Now they're talking about maps. Now they're looking at the detailed new map. Based on the timing right now, there's got to be a new product. They've talked about iOS, they've talked about iPadOS, they're talking about macOS right now. They talked about watchOS. They talked about HomeKit. So there must be a new product coming, and I hope it's this redesigned iMac. Next, now they're talking about Mac Catalyst. This is a program for developers building apps. I'm gonna have to get used to this new Mac software myself. It's very different. Now they're talking about Safari on the Mac. Wow. Now Safari is 50% faster than Chrome.
Which is pretty good.
So now there's options to tell you how a website is tracking you. Wow. Now you can customize this background on Safari on the Mac. Now they're going deep into Safari.
So now you can add a background to your
to your Safari
to your
webpage.
Safari, which is pretty cool.
You know, maybe I'll start using Safari instead of Chrome. I'm gonna try that. So we're talking about extensions on Safari. So she's still demonstrating what's new in Safari. So now you can hover over a tab and it shows you a new preview of what's on that tab. Now Safari has now built-in translation. So if you go on a website that's not in your primary language, so for example, if you go on a Russian website and it's in a Russian language, or Italian website, it's in Italian language, French website in a French language, any language really, and Safari will translate it to English or whatever you prefer for you. So now they're done with Safari. Let's see what they move on to next.
So that's it for macOS
There
Big
it is.
Sur.
Biggest design since the original release of macOS.
Basically
Big
it
Sur.
for macOS.
So now they're summing up Big Sur macOS. Uh-oh. Looks like they said they've invented something big. Oh my goodness, this might be the macOS iMac redesign. They said the biggest design for the Mac since the Mac. The Mac has had 3 major transitions. The move to PowerPC, the move to macOS 10, and the move to Intel. Yes, they are moving to ARM. Let's see what they say. Huge leap forward for the Mac. The Mac is transitioning to... what is it? To their own Apple processors. There it is. Their own silicon. So now they're going to talk more about Apple Silicon. So they're going to an undisclosed location in one of their labs to talk about the new processors. Yes, you're right. They'll need to be rewritten. That's true. So let's go to their secret lab. Let's see where it is. Ooh, wow. So they're talking about Apple A processors on the iPhones and how they're bringing it to the Mac. So they're talking about how the iPhone is the most powerful iPhone in the phone industry. So now they're talking about how they built the chip for Apple Watch. I like these wallpapers.
Me too. Only 30 minutes left.
So they're basically talking about how they're taking the Apple-made chips that they have in the iPad, iPhone, and Apple Watch and to the Mac. So they're just, again, talking about how they're improving their chips and transitioning to their own Apple-made chips and away from Intel.
Which is very good.
Higher performance CPU, high performance GPU, all the best for the Mac. So they're designing a family of Apple-made chips for the Mac. incredible features and performance. Okay, Logan will be right back.
I just gotta get up.
They can see you. Move back there. Wow. Yes, that does mean the end of Hackintoshes now. It's like they secretly wanted this to get rid of Hackintoshes, you know? So they're talking about they're showing how they have a computer running with the new Apple processor, and they're demonstrating how powerful it is. And they're showing how Microsoft Word, Excel, and PowerPoint are super powerful on the Mac. I will be right back, just going to get some more water.
Now they can do color the picture in one single step.
So now they're in Adobe Photoshop. Oh wow. They're showing Final Cut Pro and running on the new Apple Silicon processors.
It is amazing.
Three full streams of 4K and Final Cut Pro all on the Apple
Which is amazing.
processor. So it's 238, and it looks like they're summing up the new Apple processor announcement. So let's see what happens next. So they're telling developers now about how if you don't update your apps for the new Apple the Apple Silicon processors on the Macs, the Rosetta program will automatically do it for you. So it translates it so it will work with the new Mac processors, even if you don't update it in Xcode, which is a great feature. So now they're demoing how a new game is working on the new Apple processors on the Mac. "20 minutes. So he's demoing a game still. He's basically playing his game that he made on the new Apple Silicon processors. So they're still demoing the different apps on the new processor to show how powerful it is.
Just pretty cool. Now they're going back to
So it looks like they're making a program where you can get a Mac Mini if you're a developer to develop your apps with the new processor and all the developer apps that you need, which is pretty cool. Now we're going back to Tim. So they expect the first Mac with an Apple Silicon to come out this year, and the full transition will take 2 years. So now they're summing up what they've talked about today. Developer betas will be available today. Public betas will be available in July. And all of the softwares will be available in the public in the fall. So it looks like they're not going to release a new Mac like planned.
Which is unfortunate.
Yeah. But maybe it'll come this year, because there are a lot of rumors saying that it might come this year.
And that's it.
So it looks like they're summing up WWDC.
And that's it for
Now they're
WWDC.
showing a video of the camera leaving.
And that's it for our live stream right here.
Let's see what happens.
There we go.
Up and
It's done. Protection and safety.
Production, health and safety. Daily health screening, temperature checks, proper social distancing practice was actively monitored. Face coverings were provided and worn by everyone except the on-camera presenter. Only the crew and presenter were in the areas where the production took place. When multiple presenters were featured, they were properly isolated from one another. Production locations were thoroughly and regularly sanitized. So they're just telling people the precautions they took when filming this stuff. This event. And
That's pretty much it.
We hope you enjoyed the show. And that's it.
So
the live stream is over.
So we hope you enjoyed our live stream. And we've been Frozen Reactions.
And our WWDC video for what was announced will be coming out very soon this week, so be sure to check that out. And we will be filming it right away, editing it right away. And we can't wait to test these new softwares out with you as soon as the public betas are arrived and we are able to test them with you guys.
I've been Logan.
So, and we thank you for your patience. We had a few hiccups in the beginning of the streams.
Yes.
It was our first live stream, but hopefully it will get better. And it will get better. Stay tuned for new unboxing videos and WWDC videos to come.
And our next live stream, NHL Bracket Challenge.
Yes.
I've been Logan.
I've been Francesco.
And we've been Frozen Reactions.
And we'll see you soon. Peace.
Peace. End our live stream, baby.